Uh, Imagine this. You're a young German soldier in 1944 stationed in France, staring out at what seems to be an imposing American army assembling on the horizon. Um, Tanks rumble in the distance, their engines growling like thunder, radio signals crackle with commands. The sound of marching boots grows louder. But what if I told you none of it was real? This is the story of the Ghost Army, an extraordinary group of artists, actors, and sound engineers who turned the tide of World War II, not with bullets, but with brilliance. The Ghost Army was officially known as the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. Their mission? Deception. But this wasn't just smoke and mirrors. This was a carefully orchestrated blend of art, technology, and psychological warfare, and it worked. Let's step back for a moment. In 1944, the Allies were making progress in Europe, but every step forward came with heavy losses. Outnumbered and outgunned, the Germans were relentless. The Allies needed an edge, something unconventional. That's where the Ghost Army came in. This secret unit, made up of about 1,100 men, didn't resemble your typical soldiers. Many were painters, designers, sculptors, and sound engineers. Some were fresh out of art school, and others were seasoned Broadway professionals. Their skills weren't in combat, they were in creating illusions. So how did they do it? It started with inflatable tanks, and yes, you heard that right, inflatable tanks. Picture a life-sized Sherman tank, light enough for a couple guys to lift and carry. From the air or a distance, they look real. And these weren't just placed haphazardly. They were strategically positioned to create the illusion of a massive, well-armed army. Then there was a sound that the Ghost Army used state-of-the-art equipment to blast recordings of rumbling tanks, artillery fire, and soldiers shouting commands. These sounds could be heard from up to 15 miles away, fooling German reconnaissance teams into thinking an army was on the move. But the real genius was in their storytelling. The Ghost Army didn't just create visuals and sounds. They created entire fake units. They crafted insignias for imaginary divisions, designed fake documents, and even sent out soldiers to local villages to spread misinformation. Imagine a soldier casually chatting with a local, or, oh, we're headed north tomorrow with 1,000 tanks. That small comment could send German forces scrambling to defend the wrong area. One of their most famous operations took place in the lead up to the Battle of the Bulge. The Ghost Army set up a fake division near the German lines, complete with inflatable vehicles, booming sound effects, and fake radio chatter. The result is the Germans diverted significant forces to defend against an army that didn't exist. And here's the astonishing part. The Ghost Army was so good at their craft that they reportedly saved tens of thousands of lives. Every German soldier sent to chase shadows was one less soldier facing the real Allied troops. But what drove these men to risk their lives? Not with weapons, but with art and creativity.
Yeah, for many.
It was a chance to use their unique talents to make a difference. They weren't just artists. They were warriors of illusion, fighting for freedom in a way no one had ever imagined. After the war, the Ghost Army's exploits remained classified for decades. Many of these men returned to quiet lives, never boasting about their extraordinary contributions. It wasn't until 1996 that their story began to emerge. That's sparking awe and admiration for their ingenuity. Today, the Ghost Army stands as a testament to the power of creativity and innovation. They remind us that sometimes the most unconventional ideas